You don't get cheese strips. No cheese strips for you. No. Which one? I can't get it up and running on your computer. Okay. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va? Come on in this way! Pull up a chair, join us. We're just getting ready to stream some Freddy Pharkas for an hour. I sent you a text. Frontier Pharmacist by Josh Mandel and Al Lowe.
It's pretty fun.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Actually, we have some empty pop cans right here we can use.
It's not empty.
Neither is mine. Want a refill?
Yo.
Thanks for it.
But anyways, I know I showed this off before, but I don't know if anybody saw it. I don't really know if anybody's seeing this, but hello to everybody out there. This is a cool little program I found called the DOSBox Game Launcher. Yes. So all of that has been preserved for posterity's sake.
What are you turning me that? Oh my gosh. I apologize.
That's okay. I'm certain I've said worse, and this is intended for mature audiences only. Still no Leisure Suit Larry. Sorry, guys.
Wait, I'm not that mature. I'm just thinking the same thing.
Get out!
Clear out.
Both of you! Out now! No.
Let's go say our curse words in the other room.
But as you can see, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's got this cool little thing where you can actually, you set up your games in here, and then if you look carefully, you can see that all these pictures say Moby Games because Moby Games is an amazing resource. I went out and I got screenshots or screen caps of the boxes. And if you look down here, you can see the boxes and then some screenshots, which if you click them, it pulls up a little window and shows a larger picture of it. So basically, you can create a database of all of your classic computer games for DOS. And I've been going through, and I don't know if you guys can't really see this very well, but I went through and I spent the last, since I've been, offline, I haven't posted in a while. I spent the last couple of weeks importing all of my games into ISO so that they run better rather than have to keep swapping out floppy or CDs, so that I can plug them right in.
What are you looking?
You can join in, you can comment, you can watch, you can suggest suggestions. Just come on in. Oh, grab a seat and pull in. Okay, grab a seat. Come on in. No, you gotta be around here. So without further ado, I'm gonna turn on the rolling sound canvas as I bump the mic, and we're going to play some Freddy Pharkas Frontier Pharmacist. I'm just gonna double click it, like so. Voila. And real quick. So it is, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Gotta do some video editing real quick, because for whatever reason, the video is funky. Well, it is. See, look. Not funky video! Let's see. Stuff capture. Entire window. Do entire window. Don't you love it when it does that? Yay! Entire window. So now going to. My apologies, guys. There we go. Just trying to get the window to fit the screen fully. So now that that's up and running, let's see how this goes. Alright.
What? Bleach?
Too bad it was bleach.
That's
You're screwed. Last left off.
Srini, what are you waiting for?
You? The soonest you can arrange a disguisement of your right ear and complete an outfit most befitting of a gunslinging type person, the soonest we can get you dressed.
Just like you've seen it done at the spas. You apply the clay to your face for a few moments, then scrape it off. Now your complexion is as soft and smooth as a newborn hog's butt.
This I don't remember how to do, so this might get replicated under here. It got shot off. Well, I guess all things get shot off. Here would be the best.
You return.
Yep.
It is good to look upon your eternally smiling countenance of face again.
Yeah, I've missed you too.
We're all eating too, by the way. So
Quit picking at everything. That's the sign of an obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. But that's okay.
That's right. Forgive me, announcer, narrator. Forgive me.
Score!
You carefully remove the medallion from the wall.
Srini will never miss this.
Freddy Pharkas, what in an entirely unsatisfactory afterlife are you doing with my finely earned silver medallion?
It's going to a good cause, Srini. It's going to help make Korsgold a safer, saner place to live.
I am hoping so, Freddy, for all the sakes.
The dresser is artistic. You stumbled onto this big old dresser at a moving sale and broke your toe. So rather than pay to have your toe fixed, the owner lets you keep the dresser. In fact, you get all your furniture by accident.
Wow.
Trying the old hot wax treatment? You're supposed to have hairy legs, Freddy.
Mind the store, won't you?
Okay, that.
The door swings open. From the back, you hear Chester's voice.
Help yourself. I'll be right out.
Hiya, Whittlin' Willie.
How'd the gunslinging go?
Great. I'm getting ready to leave town now.
Drop the leaving town bit, Sonny. I know what you're up to. This is my story, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Now finish putting that disguise together and get to it so we can get this town cleaned up once and for all.
Hey, you don't have to tell me twice.
Score!
Willie, I'm in need of a way to disguise my ear. Do you think you could do something creative with this? Something in the shape of an ear, perhaps?
Offhand, I'd say do it your dang self. My nap time's coming up shortly. I've had a hard day of whittling. But you could maybe do some lost wax casting with this sucker, and that'd do the trick.
Lost what?
Lost wax casting, son. What'd you do, sleep your way through metal shop?
I guess I must have. What's lost wax casting?
That's casting with an apostrophe, sonny, not an ing. Anyhow, you can make all sorts of things by making a wax positive, using clay to make a mold, then melting down the metal and pouring it into a mold. To make a mold, you carve whatever you want to cast out of wax, see? That's what we call a positive. Now, once you got the wax positive, you take some clay, see, and you patch the clay all around the positive. You just leave a little hole at the top so you can get the wax out. So now you got your wax inside the clay. Well, you just heat that sucker up till the wax goes all oozy and you pour the wax out. That's the lost wax part, see? Now you got your empty clay mold, what we call a negative. You smelts down your metal and pours the metal into the negative. Once it hardens up, you can just scrape off the clay and there you are. Did you get all that?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what your restore button's for, kiddo. Now scrambooch. Don't be jostling my arms, son. You'll mess up my whittling.
Trying the old hot...
I already...
Mom's Cafe is closed.
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Who would steal a handful of clay from a grave site? If you...
Here. It was. Well,
You return.
Yep.
It is...
Yeah.
Don't shout at Srini from behind the counter. Walk over and talk to him like a human being.
Hey, Srini, let's get me dressed up. I'm ready to get into disguise.
No me do, Freddy Pharkas.
What? Why not?
You still lack for a way to disguise the mostly missing right ear.
The alcohol lamp feels cool. That just doesn't work. That just doesn't work like that. That just does. That just. That just doesn't work like that. You quickly lick. It's an old letter, cobwebbed, yellowed, and faded. It's an old letter, cobwebbed, yellowed, and faded. Score! You take the letter out of the drawer. You received this letter a few years back from your recently dearly departed friend.
Dear Freddy, I must, however, on...
There's no need to touch that. There's no need to touch that.
You have to approach this one to solve it.
Mind the smoke.
Not mass murdering sociopaths perspective.
Well, what? People actually somewhat functioning sociopaths.
The door swings open. From the back, you hear Chester's voice.
Help yourself.
It's Whittlin' Willie's authentic Whittlin' knife.
Score!
You borrow Whittlin' Willie's knife for a while. With your newly acquired Whittlin' skills, you carve the candle wax into the shape of an ear, one that should theoretically attach snugly to the remains of your original ear. But now look at the gunk on Willie's knife.
I'll toss this knife over here where Willie might find it. He'll probably think he dropped it here.
Yeah, sure. You carefully pack the clay in and around the wax ear, leaving a small opening so that you can pour out the molten wax later.
Everything's closed. Fire inspector came through.
You return.
Firehouse.
Yep. Yeah.
The wax in the mold slowly starts to melt. The melted wax runs out of the mold and spatters on the work table, resulting in an empty ear-shaped mold and a table with a severe case of waxy buildup. That just doesn't. The silver medallion slowly begins to melt. The medallion is nearly completely melted now. You now have a crucible containing molten silver. That just... You quickly pour the molten silver into the empty mold. Your ear mold, is now filled with the melted silver from your award medallion. You know they're not gonna send Srini another medallion.
Medallion
you scrape the clay off and discard it, leaving you with a gleaming silver ear. Beautifully done. With an ear like this, you could, dare I say it, rule the world. Score!
Srini, I think I'm ready to get dressed.
Very good then. You start to dress and I will assist you in shortest order.
Score! With your boots, your clothes, your guns cleaned and loaded, your silver ear, and your lucky neckerchief, you're ready to get dressed and assume your identity as the gun-slinging stranger. You return to your penthouse suite high atop the glittering Pharkas pharmacy in beautiful downtown Corsgold. There, Srini greets you and solemnly assists you in the final preening. It's a somber and yet somehow exciting event.
There you are, Freddy Pharkas. You are mostly indeed a picture of stately, mysterious strangeness. Nobody will be positive to recognize you now, at any time or place.
Thanks for your help, Srini. Corsgold owes you a debt of gratitude it can never repay. If anyone asks, Freddy Pharkas has left town. And if I don't come out of this alive, the pharmacy is yours.
That is of a true generous nature you are displaying, Freddy Pharkas. As for me, I would like to open a pharmacy on the reservation among my people. But whether that is fated to be or not is in the hands of someone who is not I. Luck be with you, Freddy Pharkas. I am proud.
The stage was set for Freddy's showdown. Wait, did I say slow down? I meant showdown. No. I did say showdown, didn't I? I thought I did. Weren't sure. Anywho, now that Freddy was wearing his silver ear thing and his old gunslinging duds, nobody except Srini recognized him. Not even Sadie Overy or Penelope knew who he was. They thought Freddy had skipped town, and they thought this new guy was just a handsome, silver-eared stranger who happened to be especially up on his pharmacology. Now, Freddy didn't have a lot of time to lose because things in Corsgold was getting worser and worser.
Taking a serious look at yourself, you decide you like what you see.
Not the street.
You've never seen Chester Field look so downtrodden. Why, he looks like he's lost his best friend. He's wearing a sandwich board upon which has been very hastily scribbled, "Will polish ears for stagecoach fare." Hoping Chester won't recognize you with your new disguise, you approach him with a friendly smile.
Say, partner, that's a woeful little sign you're carrying there. We'll polish ears for stagecoach fare. What's the problem? Why so down on your luck?
Well, I'll tell you. Even though I don't usually talk to silver-disguised strangers, there's a man inside who's the best damn poker cheat I've ever seen. I never even knew he was stealing my store till it was all over. You see, I bet everything I owned, including my store, on a queen-high straight flush. And that bastard had a king-high.
Don't feel bad, fella. I would have probably done the same. By the way, Did you get this gambler's name?
Name? Sure did. Wheaton Hall's his name. Everybody calls him Aces, and I can see why.
Thanks for your time, and I hope things work out for you. I think I might just pay Mr. Aces a little call.
Good luck to you, stranger, especially if you're going to get in that game.
Thanks. I'm wearing my lucky neckerchief, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah. But are those blood stains there?
That's not out of place in the world. I wonder who the gambler Aces could be. Hey, look at that.
It's Zircon Jim Laffer. Years from now, his brother Ezekiel will sire a son, who will beget Ethan, who will beget Bartholomew, who will beget Lawrence. That's right, he's Leisure Suit Larry's great-great-grandfather.
That is come on, guys, you expect Hello, the gamer didn't at least reference him, right?
Howdy, stranger. New in town?
Hi, I sure am, and I'm looking for a hot time. I've been noticing some of your fine coarse gold fillies, and I wouldn't mind an introduction. Perhaps you could put in a good word for me with one of them. Of course, I know a lot of you boys gotta pay for your fun, but I figure a guy with my looks and breath, hey, they should be paying me, you know? Right? Right. By the way, my name's Laffer. Zircon Jim Laffer. Don't believe I caught yours.
Oops, I think I smell something burning or something. Catch you later.
Phew, what rock did he crawl out from under?
Oh, Larry, even your great-great-grandfather was bad.
Aces is holding his cards tightly. One of his hands appears unusually stiff. Maybe he's nervous? It appears to be a third hand. So that's how Aces is cheating.
Score! You're cheating. That's a fake left hand. Your real hand is hidden under the table. You've been feeding good cards into your hand and taking away the bad ones.
Why, yes, silver-eared stranger, you're correct. Almost. As you see, I have no cards under the table. I only have this. Now turn around, Silver Ear. I think I'd rather shoot you in the back, so I don't have to see that ugly face of yours.
Well, you gots to admit the feller died trying to defend his town.
Well, that sucked. I don't know. I forgot to save.
Oh no!
It happens. Don't worry.
Well, that way now. I'll be careful again. The dishes.
Oh my gosh. We'll get back there real quick, guys.
The door swings.
Help you.
Score! I think
I all.
Ah. The door.
score!
You borrow.
It
With your new I'll talk. Yeah. You carefully The wax in the mold slowly starts to melt. The melted wax runs out of the mold and spatters on the work table. That you don't
score.
you ca- it's I
I'm doing what's called speed running.
This is where the medallion you now that just you quickly pour the that just you scrape the clay off and discard it, leaving you with a gleaming silver ear. Beautifully done. With an ear like this,
Score.
this is where you the alcohol
Srini,
very good. You
Score.
with your boot.
The stage.
Hoping Chester won't recognize.
Well, good
Thank-
Hey,
Isn't there blood on that? That was awesome.
What the heck was that?
What?
All the bodies?
Oh, those are your detail, volume, speed, text speed.
That's twisted.
Howdy,
Hi, I sure am, and I'm looking for a hot time. Of course,
Oops,
What rock did he crawl out from? Pieces. It appeared.
Score.
you're cheating. That's a fake left hand. Your real hand is hidden under the table. You've been feeding good cards into your hand and taking away the bad ones.
why, yes, silver-eared stranger, you're correct. Almost. As you see, I have no cards under the table. I only have this. Now turn around, Silver Ear. I think I'd rather shoot you in the back, so I don't have to see that ugly face of yours.
Wheaton Ace's Hall, the infamous riverboat gambler, seems to have you under a barrel.
How peculiar. Why would a riverboat gambler, especially one as successful and popular as Ace's, come to a two-bit burg like Course Gold? This can't be a coincidence. Someone must have sent him a wire.
He did it! What a manly man! Riverboat gambler in the corner pocket.
Yeehaw!
I could have done that if I'd wanted to. I just didn't feel like it. That's all.
Now, when the townsfolk caught wind of how Aces had been cheating, the sheriff had no choice but to arrest him and return all the deeds. But wouldn't you know, no sooner had one brouhaha died down than another flared up.
Howdy, stranger. New in town?
Hi, I sure am, and I'm looking for a hot time. I've been noticing some of your fine coarse gold fillies, and I wouldn't mind an introduction. Perhaps you could put in a good word for me with one of them. Of course, I know a lot of you boys gotta pay for your fun, but I figure a guy with my looks and breath, hey, they should be paying me, you know? Right? Right. By the way, my name's Laffer. Zircon Jim Laffer. Don't believe I caught yours.
Oops, I think I smell something burning or something. Catch you later.
Phew, what rock did he crawl out from under? What an excellent idea. But if you do that, Leisure Suit Larry will never have been born, and you'll throw Sierra Online into a time-space paradox from which it'll never recover.
Okay, that was nice.
Let me at those cattle!
Without warning, you hear gunshots out in front of the saloon, plus lots of yelling and shouting. What's going on out there? Welcome to Sam. You encounter dozens of rowdy cowhands from that cattle drive outside of town who are carelessly firing their guns everywhere and frightening, not to mention killing, the locals. They shout, "Let's stampede the women and rape the cattle."
Let me at those cattle! Well, you gots to admit the feller died trying to defend his town. Now, we all had to leave town or get shot up anyways, so it's not as if Freddy done any real good, but it were still exciting to have him around for a while. I guess that story didn't end so good. Let me see. Have I told you the one about the traveling band uniform salesman and the librarian? Well, it seems there was this trouble in River City, and they had this pool table, and...
high
Take the high ground.
You encounter dozens of rowdy cowhands from that cattle drive outside of town who are carelessly firing their guns everywhere and frightening, not to mention killing, the locals. They shout, "Let's stampede the women and rape the cattle!" Luckily, the rowdy cowboys don't notice you from down below. That just doesn't work like that. That's the germ of an idea. Unfortunately, you need some way to make sure that gas gets set off. The tank of nitrous oxide is sealed. There's no way to open its valve with your bare hands. But thanks for trying. This is the key to your safe deposit.
Hey, this looks just like the key to the front door of my pharmacy.
This is the key to your roll-top desk. The tank, you turn. The tank. That just.
Let me at those cats.
That's the germ of an idea. Unfortunately, you need some way to make.
Let me at those sheep!
Let's see here. That's actually a video.
You return.
Yep.
It is good to look upon your eternally smiling countenance of face again.
Yeah, I've missed you too.
Sal uses this canister of nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, to make sure his customers leave with a smile.
So we gotta have some. Okay, so tool.
You haven't been able.
I missed something. File openers. I had a church key. Okay. Yep, it's gone now.
Sal uses. The door key. The drawer. There's nothing left in the drawer you can use. There is nothing more in your trunk. The armoire door is wide open, displaying your outfits for all the world to see and admire. The armoire. You open the valve on the tank of nitrous oxide, and suddenly the game seems much funnier.
Poor old Freddy Pharkas done laughed himself to death. But the folks, of course, go.
have some way to utilize it in the pharmacy.
But then it blew my mind.
You encounter dozens of rowdy. Luckily, that just doesn't. That just.
Let me at those cattle!
That just. That just. That's the germ of an idea. Unfortunately, you need some way to make sure that gas gets set off.
Let me at those sheep!
I didn't say this game was very
Wait, is that
bright.
a toolbox?
Up there?
Yeah.
Let's see, watch now.
You open the valve on the tank of nitrous oxide and pull.
It did say I couldn't open it with my bare hands. This is funny.
Not much privacy, but the ventilation is excellent.
Wow.
You recall that
Looks like I need a pair of pliers or something. Wait, are those sheep or horses with... The sheep have horse masks on. To hide from the...
maybe the Reverend should separate the horses from the sheep in the stables from now on.
That, wow. That's evolution.
Yes, indeed. Some way to make sure it opens. There's gotta be something in the bar, because there's not really anywhere else to really go. Bottle opener?
So,
Well,
Finally managed to be here when I'm actually streaming, huh?
Sam, what's going on outside? You got any idea?
All I know is that someone paid some cowhands to stand in the middle of their cattle drive, come into town and shoot the place up. Don't know why.
It's dangerous out there. A person might get shot.
Yes, but I figure they'll get bored sooner or later, or they'll shoot each other, or something.
Sal uses this canister of nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, to make sure his customers leave with a smile. These little Welcome to Sam Andreas's Golden Balls Saloon. He was going to call it Sam Andreas's Nugget. This dice game is known as Chuck-a-Luck. Since you're living in Course Gold, you've apparently chucked your luck already. This is the Wheel of Fortune table. Guess the right number and Sam will tell you your... You open the valve.
poor
every time you put it down, except in a place
This
you want to use it.
And it explodes you.
You encounter, luckily, the
Score! Let me at those cattle!
that just doesn't work. That just
Let me at those sheep!
You decide that the canister of nitrous oxide would look better somewhere else.
Okay, so.
I do believe we crashed, people. We'll try that again.
Okay, so we can actually put it down, and then it looks like we can shoot it, but it's not there.
Yeah. Try that again, so we have a rough idea.
Okay, that's.
You encounter dozens of rowdy cowhands from, luckily,
Score! Let me at those cattle!
that just doesn't work like that. That just does.
Let me at those sheep!
Let me at those cattle!
That just
Let me at those!
that just doesn't.
Maybe now she walked out front.
I didn't get shot.
You encounter dozens. Luckily, it's the canister of nitrous oxide. You put it there yourself, remember?
Let me at those cattle!
Let me at those sheep!
That just doesn't. That just does.
Let me at those cattle!
That just.
Let me at those sheep!
Hey, you guys, cut it out!
They can't even hear you above the sound. You can't think of anything to say to that.
Well, you gots to it.
Yeah, shoot it
In the bar. See, look. First, I swear I saw the.
You encounter. Luckily, that just doesn't work like that.
Let me at those cattle!
That just.
Let me at
That just. That just...
Let me at those...
That just... That just... It's the
Let me at those sheep!
You decide that the canister of nitrous oxide would look better somewhere else.
What's that? No, we're never able to open it on the balcony. Every time I've tried opening it on the balcony, it has not worked.
You encountered, luckily, the tank of nitrous oxide is sealed. There's no way to open its valve with your bare hands. But thanks for trying. That just doesn't work like that.
Let me at those cattle!
Let me at those sheep!
Let me at those cattle!
I think I've figured it out. From far away. Yeah, but there's nobody down this way, which means I should be able to go south towards the cat house. The ore house, as they call it. Look.
You can barely see a glint from the nitrous oxide canister.
There we go.
You take careful aim with your pistol and slowly squeeze off a shot. You did it! You shot off the canister's valve. Score!
That's awesome!
Yipperoonie! Freddy done made them cowhands laugh themselves to death with a well-placed bullet. Of course, he didn't get much time to celebrate. The sheriff and the banker and their unknown employer had figured that the mysterious silver-eared stranger might be just a little too much for them amateur rowdies to handle. So they'd called in some big guns from down south, just as backup, don't you know.
Hey, knock off the sound effects already!
What's that rotten smell? Oh no, it can't be. You recognize that smell from your old days as a lawman. More dangerous than Jesse James. Meaner than Johnny Ringo. Deadlier than William Money. More fun at cocktail parties than Rooster Cogburn. It's the legendary Lever Brothers.
Yep, it's us, handsome silver-eared stranger.
And we're here to put you 6 feet under.
Under what?
Your fervent prayer is that your few minutes at Target practice with Srini will be sufficient preparation for odds like this.
Well, I won at Tiddlywinks the other day. I'll give it my best shot. It crashed.
Really crashed.
Well, I'm guessing that's its decision to tell us that it's time for me to stop streaming. Thank you for the few people who managed to watch, and have a wonderful evening, and we will see you again sometime in the future.